Hello. So today we have another video here, and we're gonna try to fix this monitor. This monitor was turning on, and then it started having a light, the red light, the power light in front of the screen, and this probably means that something went wrong with the power supply. So we're gonna open it and see what's going on inside, and we're gonna try to see if we can revive this monitor. Also, sorry for the bad angles, guys, because I returned from my university city, and my bench here is very messy, and I've got all my tools laying around here. So I really wanted to share my experience trying to fix this. So wait a moment, I'm gonna open the screen, and we're gonna see together what's going on with the power supply and the main board. So I'm back again, and this is the case that holds the main board and the power supply. And the first thing that I want to do is to get the power supply out. And also, when we work with power supplies, it's pretty important to be careful with the capacitors that it has, because some of these capacitors hold charge, and it can zap you pretty hard. It had never happened to me before, but I really don't want that to happen to me. So the first thing we're gonna check is the power supply. If we have any capacitors that are leaking, or they are blued, and that's the first thing that we check when we work on the power supply, because sometimes when capacitor is bulky, or it's leaking, that means it's faulty, and it can't hold withstand the load of the power delivery that it needs to deliver to the main board. So we're gonna first let's check the power supply and see what's going on. I'm also gonna plug the power supply in the power, in case something is wrong with the power supply. Let's see. So let's remove the main cable here. So that's the power supply. Oh my god, these capacitors here are pretty blowed up. They're pretty so the first thing that we do here is just change those two capacitors, and we're gonna check if the monitor works. If it doesn't work, then we're gonna try to see what voltage is missing, or what is not what voltages are not stable on the output of the power supply. So let's remove the cable here, and the first thing that we're gonna do is just to remove the old capacitors that are pretty bulky, and replace them with the same rating capacitors. So let's remove the cable here, and I'm gonna remove the board. For this kind of work, we just leave the main board on the back, because probably it's not the problem here, because the board doesn't have any sign of life at all, so that means it's probably the PSU. So let's first check to see if we have voltages on the capacitors here, because it's pretty dangerous to work with. It's 1 volt on the capacitor, so it's probably safe to work with the capacitors. They are discharged. So these two capacitors look pretty bulky, so we're gonna try to change them. I'm gonna I'm gonna turn on my station here. As I see, they are 100 microfarads at 10 volts, and the other one is, what is it? It's also 1000 microfarads, 1000. Both of them are 1000 microfarads at 10 volts. So let's see at my parts here if I can find 10 volts 1000 microfarads or something higher than this. These two are okay, the ground side is on the other side, is on this side, so on this side. So let's grab our, alright. So let's tin here the pads, put some, alright. This one is tinned. Well, I'm also gonna tin this one too. So it's tinned. Let's remove the first one. This one. Alright. One side removed, the other side is also removed. This is the capacitor, and as you see the top is quite bulky. So let's remove the other one too. Alright. Let's tin the pads, the things here. Alright. And so let's clean the holes and try to put the new capacitors. Let's add some flux here just to flow better. Alright, you don't need a lot, and we're gonna clean it really fast. The one is gone, the other is gone. I found some replacements here for the new capacitors. These capacitors that were faulty, they are 10 volts 1000 microfarads, and it's I didn't have 10 volts 1000 microfarads, but I had 10 volts at 1000 microfarads. You can use same or higher voltage with respectable capacitance, but you can't use lower voltage, because if the power rail has higher voltage than the capacitors, it could blow up the capacitors and it will not work again. So I found the replacements for my. Also, watch out the polarity. You need to have the same polarity. The ground is on this side. Okay, let's put the one on the hole. Alright, wait a second, that's difficult. Okay, let's put the one. Alright, I'm gonna put some solder on the one leg of the capacitor just to hold it in place, and then alright, that's nice. And also let's put on the other one too. Great, that's great soldering here. And also we're gonna put the second capacitor that is wrong. I need to align a little bit the other one. Alright, that's pretty well done. And let's put the second one. And guys, if you see, sometimes it's pretty easy uh, to repair this kind of faults, because they are faults that they're predictable faults. And also, if you have some tools laying around, you could just remove the old capacitors, grab another capacitor from an old board, and fix the monitor. So we've got we put it the new capacitors here. They are on the same side, the ground is on the same side. I don't see any other capacitors that are bulky, so we're gonna put the power supply back at the monitor and check if it's working. Before I fix something, I would like to I like to see if it actually works. So I put everything together back, and we're gonna connect the cable and see if we have a red light. Alright, and as I see, we actually have a red light, which means the monitor is actually on a standby mode. And if we press the button at the top of the case, it's probably going to turn on. So we're going to put the case and check if it actually turns on. So let's connect again, and let's flip it over. And as we see here, we have a red light that we didn't have before. And if we press the button, let's check if it actually turns on. Okay, we've got green light, and let's see, does it turn on? Yeah, turned on. We've got screen, and if we check on the menu, the buttons are working pretty fine. We've got the menus, very nice. So we've got a monitor that was dead, absolutely dead, and it was a problem of two bulky capacitors, and we changed the capacitors, and the monitor is working again, and it would work for another 2 or 3 years. So that's for today. Thanks for watching, thanks for hanging out, and we're gonna see you in some future fixes. Goodbye, guys.